Hi, welcome to KSG if it's your first time here, or if not, welcome back to the channel. And by request today, we're going to go ahead and cover the Harbor Freight Magnesium block with the striker on it. And there are a couple of things that I'd like to put out there first. This is the striker that came with it, and while it does work if you use the serrated side on it, it also causes some damage to the flint, which we don't really want for long-term durability. So I'm using one of these Coghlan scrapers, or you can also make a homemade one like this out of a piece of hacksaw blade, or even the 90-degree spine of your knife. Nothing wrong with this one, except it doesn't fit the way I typically use it. So with that first caveat out of the way, the second one is that this is part of a kit, so you'll generally be carrying some sort of other tinder or anything with it. In my case, if I'm going to use magnesium, I'm either going to use a bandana or, in this case, a piece of wax paper to gather the shavings. So with all that out of the way, I want to start with showing that this does work just like a regular ferro rod by just lighting a cotton ball here. And it's a pretty good striker. Not a whole lot of trouble getting it to really work. As you can see, one strike, and we have fire. So if you have other tinder, that's going to definitely be the way to go. We could very easily light some of this dried grass that we just cut off some tall fronds yesterday. There we go, down in the snow and nice and safe. Alright, so let's say you don't have that cotton ball though, and you're going to be using your magnesium to light the fire, which is kind of what we're going for here. Got my piece of wax paper, and I don't know if everybody's familiar or not, but wax paper itself is a pretty good tinder. It'll actually light up with the magnesium, and that'll be the first part of our controlled burn. Just gonna get a slightly smaller piece here and clear that off. The main reason we're using this is because these shavings that come off here are very light and will blow away pretty quickly. So you're going to want to do this in a sheltered area. Okay, this may take a little bit of time to get enough magnesium to do anything. But the trick is, you want to get these as shavings instead of powder. Shavings will let the air come around them and actually burn a little bit better than if you whittle this down to just powder. This comes off very easily, and you could also do this with the squared spine of your knife, or in a real pinch you could use your blade. And for our purposes, I think we're probably getting pretty close to enough. You can see this doesn't really take long to do, and to be fair, I did practice this ahead of time to make sure this would work. In there, that's what we're talking about with the wind going. Moves this stuff around pretty quickly. So we're doing this elevated. Normally we'd do this down in a fire pit, but for the purposes of trying to record it. What do you think for a demo? You think we got enough?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to try to put these in a pile. Now if this starts to get wet, like if you're doing this on snow, it will oxidize very, very quickly. And it won't light very well. So you saw how easy that was to blow around. You can imagine this is going to be a little bit of a challenge to light with the flint. You can see I've gotten a couple sparks on it. It hasn't come up yet. But there we go. And there is our wax paper tinder going. And we can very quickly get a fire going with that. And we're going to go ahead and put that out. I'm going to grab a little snow because we want to be safe. So, does the magnesium bar kit from Harbor Freight work? Absolutely. It absolutely works. We caught these on sale for, I believe, $1.50. Normally they run about $2.50 a piece. The ferro rod alone is worth that. I do not personally like the striker that came with it. Excuse me, a little bit of a frog in my throat there. I personally am not fond of the striker that came with it, but it does work. The magnesium is not pure magnesium. It seems to have some aluminum or something else in it that makes it shave very, very easily, and it does burn a good long time. Now, since you're carrying this as a kit anyway, I highly recommend the wax paper because it's waterproof, it's lightweight, it folds down to nothing, and it burns well. So, if you find some value in our videos, go ahead and hit that like button for us, subscribe if you don't want to miss anything, and share us out with your friends.